What is up, you guys? It's your girl Ep3 back with another YouTube video. And as you can see by the title, today we're doing something really special. So today is my birthday. I'm turning 20. So essentially what I wanted this video to be about is the 20 things I've learned in my 20 years of living. So just know, like, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. If you haven't watched my previous videos, do that as well. Follow me on my socials at map.iitso, and please enjoy the video.
You know, shorty, she my flex team, better than my last. I'ma ring her up, she way too poppin' for taste. Too sexy to be worried about the next. And she.
So the first thing I'd say that I've learned in 20 years of living is the word capacity. So people always get really annoyed when I bring this up because, like, people take things really left, you know, like they perceive things really differently, you know, like they comprehend the word capacity like differently from the way I do. So in terms of capacity, what I mean is like the capacity to it's the capacity you have within yourself to do certain things or to behave a certain way. So I find that a lot of the time we butt heads with other people is because they don't have the capacity to understand the words that we're saying, you know, like they're not able to comprehend as well. The other thing is, so this happened I think like last year to my friend, and essentially she was going through a breakup and whatever, and she felt like the guy didn't love her as much as she loved him. And I'm like, but you wouldn't know how much he loved you because it's within his own capacity. You know, some people can only love you to their fullest capacity, and that differs from person to person. So you don't necessarily know whether this is their all or this is like 20% of how much they could love. So capacity essentially is just the potential of the way a person behaves, or the feelings they could have for you, or their comprehension skills, you know. So that's what I mean by capacity. So I don't know why people get annoyed, because I think I was telling my sister like, oh no, but I feel like you don't have the capacity to understand what I'm saying, because we were like speaking on different wavelengths, and she took it as I'm telling her that she's, you know, not smart. And that's not even what I mean, guys. Like, capacity is just first of all, it's a very subjective thing. You don't know anyone else's capacity. You barely even know your own, you know. Sometimes you go through life and you realize that, oh no, I can actually do this, or I don't have the capacity to do this, you know. So that's what I mean. So the second thing is perception, you know, which I think the first three things, they tie into one another. So this is essentially how I view the world. So in terms of perception, you know, everybody perceives things differently. They perceive their worlds differently, you know. So I like to say that you create your own reality, and the way you live is obviously different from the way someone else lives. And with that being said, I think with compassion, in order to perceive what someone is going through or what someone is trying to say to you, if you have compassion, then you will try and put yourself in their shoes and understand where they're coming from. But the thing with perception is that because our realities are so different, we also tend to not see past our own realities, you know. So for example, I could be on some like oh no, I feel like my friend is fake, or she doesn't show me as love as she normally does, type thing, right? But that's the way I perceive her actions towards me. But in her head, maybe she's just going through something, you know, and she doesn't have that much time to talk to you anymore. So now in her world, you know, with her perception, like, other things are going on, you know. So y'all need to learn that perception is literally the key to reality. Once you've unlocked that, you unlock your mind. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was compassion. Like I said, a lot of these things tie in together, right? So I feel like compassion is key to understanding. Like I said, once you gain compassion towards someone, you're able to perceive their world better than you normally would. And just with that, like, the world is really hard, guys. I won't lie. Like, life is hard. The world is cruel, low-key, sometimes, a lot of the time, all the time. And I think we just need to put ourselves in other people's shoes and try to assess situations through their eyes, because a lot of the time we like to just we like to judge people like really quickly. We're like, oh no, but I would never do that, but at the same time, in the same breath, it's like, sure, you would never do that because you're not living their lives, you obviously understand the world differently from them. So where was I going with this? So like, it's just like, you must try and put yourself in their shoes. So one thing about me, I'm not really much of a judgmental person, and I try to be less judgmental because I feel like I could never do what other people do type of thing. People go through their own trials and tribulations, etc., and I feel like sometimes people are put in certain situations because of either the way they were brought up or just the events that happen around them, that lead up to them behaving or doing certain things that you wouldn't necessarily approve of or do yourself. But with that, you can't really judge them because you haven't walked a mile in their shoes type of thing, Look at me being all wise and shit.
Oh my God, corny, lame, boo, tomato, I'm throwing tomatoes.
The other thing is, so some of these are also just really self-explanatory. The other thing is, catch hints faster than they're thrown. Baby girl, catch hints faster than they are thrown. I was telling my friends, at the end of 2022, it was New Year's Eve, and we're telling each other, oh yeah, no, next year I'm not doing this, next year I'm not doing that, right? And I just made this adamant that you have to catch hints faster than they're thrown. I don't want to say the minute, but the minute you see signs of things not working out, catch that hint and make another plan type of thing. You see, so if you can see that guy is taka ring, catch that hint and move on. Because sometimes we also like put ourselves in situations that we really didn't need to be in because we feel like there's potential for something to happen or for the person to change or what. So I think this year I'm just personally learning that, so I hope y'all do too. This is for my relationship people, those that are in the Mjolo and it's not nurturing them. So there's no communication without comprehension, right? A lot of the time we also tend to just say, communication is key, but you don't really know what that means. The person has to understand what you're saying and vice versa, This ties in with perception, ties in with compassion, So like, if you can learn all of these things, you will, I don't want to say you live life better, but I think you're more accepted, of certain things, and it's just kind of easy. I won't lie. Like, I think ever since I started really practicing those few life lessons, I think I've come to terms with certain things quite easy. And yeah, I just, like I said, always put myself in other people's shoes, see if I would have assessed the situation the same way they did, applaud them for the way they did type thing. Comparison is the thief of joy, right? So I think one thing about everybody, I don't know if you can say you've never done this, but we like to compare ourselves to other people, and that's really sad because we don't look at the things God has given us, the abilities He has given us, because we're so focused on how other people are living their lives, how other people are flourishing, etc., etc. You understand? And it's like, but when is my time? Or why can't I be as good as her? Or, you know? And that's just sad because you don't see the value that you bring to the table, you know? So, yeah, this year, guys, we're not gonna compare ourselves. You know, that's not what we're gonna do. Love people for who they are now and not what they used to be. So, you know, that one is a bit deep. I don't lie. You know, there's a little something to that one. So essentially, like I said, it's a bit, some of these explanations are self-explanatory. So it's like, a lot of the time we do focus on either potential or how things used to be with the person. You know, it could be like a relative or a partner, you know. So we tend to focus on what they used to be and how good things were back then. But now the issue with that is that you stay in things that you don't necessarily want to stay in hopes of things going back to how they were in the past. And one thing about the past, I don't think is that recurring, you know, like it doesn't necessarily, well, at least for me, I haven't been in a situation whereby things were good and then things weren't good and then things were good again, you know. It was just always downhill from there. One thing about niggas. But yeah, I don't know if this is number 9 or 10, but we'll see. So you can only do so much with potential, you know. This is going back to what I said. So this could be in regards to yourself or in regards to other people. So one thing about us is, like I said, we like to see the potential in everything, and you know, we're like, no, but this could happen, that could happen, type of thing. We could have been whatever. But it's like, you can only go so far if you don't take actions towards what you're trying to achieve, whether that's a relationship, whether that's work. Then you're not gonna go anywhere. You're gonna be stuck in limbo, you know. So with your schoolwork or with your actual work, if you tell yourself, oh no, but I actually have the potential to do better, but you don't actually do anything to do better, then you're just gonna be stuck in limbo in this little space of yours. And I just don't think that's good, you know, in terms of trying to accomplish what you want in life. So let's not do that, guys. Okay, so the next one is, you don't owe anyone an explanation. This also goes back to some of the things that I was telling my friends on New Year's Eve type thing. This just stems from like the fact that, like, number one, it's your life, you know. I actually realized, like, you know, when you guys like dissociate and stuff, you're like, oh no, I'm an actual person with like actual feelings and an actual body or whatever. I'm living in this world, I'm living in this place, you know. So I tend to dissociate a lot, and one of the times I was dissociating, I realized that I actually don't have to explain myself to anybody, because like, you don't owe anyone anything, and neither do they. That's the thing. So no one owes me an explanation, and I don't owe them an explanation. I think in terms of relationships, sometimes they say it's best if things are left unsaid, type of thing. So it's just like, if you don't want to, you really don't have to. Unless they're holding a gun to you, then that's something else. But if they're not doing that, you really don't need to. Okay, so this is low-key a jab at my past self. Don't go out if you don't have money. Don't go out if you don't have money. Because I know, you know, it's nice, guys. Going out is nice. Our friends like to convince us otherwise, that plans can be made and that things could happen, or that they're gonna sort things out on your behalf. But my thing is, when you're stranded, then what? Cause like, that's not cute, guys. Being stranded is not a cute thing. So if you don't have money, just leave it. Stay at home. I know it sucks, it's boring, but at least maybe save your money so that you can go out nicely or something. But that thing of like now leeching onto other people in hopes of them sorting you out type of thing, it doesn't always work out. And I know sometimes it's like, oh no, but it's a plan, you know, like no, they're gonna make a plan for me, so I trust my friend. It's like saying one thing about life is that it happens. So people might not be intentional when it comes to like money, and they say, oh no, you know, social arts, you know, life happens to them. Somebody could be someone a bit more important than you could be asking them for money, and they might have to give it to them. So it's a thing of like, it wasn't even malicious. It wasn't a malicious act or anything like that. Sometimes life just happens. So with that, I just say, don't try your best not to depend on people, you know, just so that you got your own things going on for you, you know, you can get things together, so that if you need to leave a place, you can leave right then and there. You don't have to like put yourself in situations that you don't want to be in. And you know, your safety is number one, so please, that contingency money to Uber back home is needed. Last one, things don't happen to you, but they happen for you. So you know, I've been learning these type of lessons a lot lately. So it's like, sometimes, you know, you ask yourself, God, why me? Why is this happening to me? Why, you know? But you don't actually realize that he's paving the way for better things, you know? So, example, if you see people just like, what's the word? Coming out of your life type of thing, you know? Maybe people are distant towards you type thing. God is paving the way for better friends, or to strengthen the friendships that you already have. So don't necessarily take it as an attack towards yourself, because it's not. There really is better out there, and just needs space, you know, some room to breathe, just to, you know, get you towards bigger and better things. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like for part 2, get this to like, I don't know, 30 likes, 50 likes, something, you know. Yeah, so I made this like 10 minutes, which really pissed me off, because why y'all TikTok people, like, why is your attention span decreased? To make sense. Now nobody can watch videos over 3 minutes. I don't like that, you know. But anyways, so yeah, please like for part 2. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends, and follow me on my socials at Ep3 and don't forget to shine.
And she don't owe nobody, she make bands now. She make plans now, she got it planned out. Hands down, she finesses, she don't need no handout. She won't do the walk until the band's out. Hands down, she won't do the walk until the band's out.